Hi Gemini. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture as much of the energy around you as possible. So I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle decks that we will use to do that. So we're starting with 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 2 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the World, the Star, Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, the Tower. Underneath everything is Metamorphosis, which that's unique to this deck. So Gemini, I can already tell that this is going to be a love reading, so let's prepare for that. So we have intuition, trust, ghost, sweetness, consciousness, disruption with tower. Underneath this deck is protection. So then we'll take 6 of these tarot cards. So the 7 of Pentacles wants out, so we're taking it. So does the 10 of Swords. Wow. Okay. Knight of Cups again. We have it here too. 8 of Pentacles, Judgment, 4 of Pentacles again. Under this deck is 3 of Cups. And then we're going to take 2 of these oracle cards, and then we're going to get into this, Gemini. So there's the bouquet and the anchor, and under this is the broom. Okay, so just from the surface energy, Gemini, I can tell that you and your person are really struggling to make this thing grow. I feel it's very stuck. I'm seeing the anchor. I feel that you don't feel stable or protected or safe. We're going to get to all of this, but I do see the tower and disruption, so I can already draw some pretty major conclusions from that. But it feels like there's a lack of bonding, or that this relationship isn't going deeper. You may have had an expectation for this relationship that it's not coming forth as, that it feels like you're going around and around and around and around in patterns with someone. There's no growth, there's no transformation, there's no real bond. And most importantly, I feel like you don't feel safe or stable. So if that feels like this is your reading, then let's really get into it. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, consciousness, judgment, and the anchor. I think you both know. I think you both know that this is an extraordinarily important relationship, that there is a huge opportunity here for growth, but it feels like there's so much conflict between the two of you. But I feel like you are aware. But I also get the feeling, especially with protection under this deck, that you are not allowing this person to disrupt your peace. I think that you have experienced too much disruption from this person in the past, that you are just saying, I'm not going to allow that anymore. If they maybe want to come to me in a different way, then maybe. But I see this like you're stuck together. It's even if you try to separate from each other, it's like you can't. This Judgment card is saying that this is a very high level opportunity for growth, for conscious awareness, for evolution, for ascension. And I feel like you both know that. I think both of you are highly aware that this is a very important relationship. We started with Metamorphosis under the deck. So, but it feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're looping around and it's not stable, but you know it's meant to be something big, but you're thinking, well, then why isn't it going deeper? And why is it so disruptive to my peace? So in your person's feelings, look at how pretty this combination is, by the way. In your person's feelings is the Star and sweetness. Your person wants to hold out hope that there is still a chance for you and them. And this sweetness, this is how they feel. They have love, for sure they have love in their heart. This feels like a long-term kind of like a vow type of commitment type of energy. The star is very big. It's very big for healing, and it's more importantly, it's very big for holding out hope. They know you're frustrated. We see the tower, we see disruption, we see protection. We know what's going on, but so do they. But they haven't given up hope that you will change your mind, that you will eventually let them back in. In their actions, they have the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So by any chance, Gemini, were you asking this person to be more romantic? Because I am seeing a a Knight of Cups and an Eight of Pentacles. This is my romantic card. This is my card for romantic things, feelings, actions. And with the Eight of Pentacles, they plan on working on that and bringing that to you. So if you did by chance ask them that you need more love, you need more romance, you need them to go deeper with the bond with the Three of Cups, that you want more than a friendship or a roommate or a stalemate or whatever you're bringing to the situation, they are bringing it to you. So we'll have to see how far this is going to go. But this to me feels like it's a sudden change, that this is going to surprise you. This transformation or this different energy that they start to bring you is going to surprise you. But you feel like this. You feel like the tower and disruption. You feel like a tornado. You feel like the rug was pulled out from underneath you when it comes to this person and whatever happened or transpired between the two of you. So I get this sense that, especially with disruption, that your person may have presented themselves to be a certain way when you first met them. And then you watch them go through like a shape shift. Like you watch them become a completely different person than the person they presented themselves to be to you in the first place. And that is why this tower and disruption are in your feelings, because you're feeling like, what happened to that person that I met or I dated for those few months that brought me all of this energy, and now it's completely different. But I do see that your person is transforming and bringing you a different energy, but I think you're not really quite feeling that, because in your actions, you have the Three of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. This is you saying, no, I am not giving you anything, Four of Pentacles, because you broke my heart way too many times, Three of Swords. So maybe this person made you feel rejected in some way, but I do feel that this person wants to transform that heartbreak into something else, something more positive, something stronger. We have metamorphosis here, so I can't ignore that. So they see you as the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. They see you as not putting up with their BS with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords follows their path of service, their path of truth. So they see you investing in yourself, perhaps your work, perhaps your life's purpose, your passions, your passion projects, whatever that is for you, your home, your children. Make that make sense for you. But they see you as just kind of just ignoring them. And so do I. I see you holding back any kind of energy towards them because you're not putting up with their BS. And therefore you are investing solidly in yourself. I feel like you became so enmeshed in this relationship that you kind of lost sight of the bigger picture. And that's like stopping you from taking any action. But I feel like in the long run, that's going to be a good thing, that now you've stepped back, you're focusing on your own things, your own stuff, and your person sees you as kind of unreachable with this Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. They love you. They have love in their heart for you. They want to work towards this. They want to bring you romance. They want to bring you whatever you felt was lacking, whatever kind of, maybe you felt like they weren't listening to you when you told them what you needed. They want to do all that, but they feel right now like you are unreachable. You see them as the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So you are reading the room correctly. You see them wanting to cooperate and be romantic, but I also see you side-eyeing them. Like, why now? Why are you being so romantic all of a sudden? Is it because we're in a conflict that now you're trying to be romantic? Because to you, it feels like this person is cutting corners in some way. I don't see that. This feels genuine to me. We're going to look at their intentions in a minute, but you are definitely side-eyeing this person and saying, why are you now giving me what I need? Now that I am one foot out the door. I'm focusing on myself. Now, all of a sudden, you want to bring me what I need. So in their intentions, we have the Four of Pentacles and intuition. This is not a person who is comfortable with their spiritual gifts. This is not a person who really even understands it. I feel like you're dealing with a very grounded energy, like an earth-based energy. They don't have to be an earth sign, although they absolutely could be. But I feel like this person is more used to taking a long-term position in relationships based on assets or things that you have or history or you know what I'm saying, as opposed to just an intuitive spiritual growth. So I don't think your person really understands the spiritual aspect of this relationship, even though I see that on a spiritual level they understand it, but in a 3D level they're not really getting it. And I feel like that could be the problem. So they could be a little bit inauthentic. You could be right that your person is just bringing you what you want because you want it, and you'll leave if you don't get it. Because they don't really understand their own spiritual side, their spiritual gifts, and the spiritual nature of this relationship. In your intentions, you have the World and Ghost. You have every intention of saying goodbye. You're ready to close this cycle. You have done the spiritual work. You have. I can see it with the World card. And I think that you understand that you do not need this person. You are balanced, masculine and feminine. You have completed the cycle. The broom here represents cycles, but the World represents the end of it. And that is in your intentions, that you have every intention of putting this to an end. And I think they know that. And I'm also seeing the Ten of Swords here and the energy that keeps you together. So this is a little bit of a dichotomy of energy in the sense that your person doesn't want to lose you, but the only way they can keep you is if they see the spiritual aspect of this, if they listen to their intuition, if they don't base this on physical things, if it's the chemistry between you, if it's the house that you share, if it's the pets that you share, make that make sense for you. But they're thinking more in earth-based energies, and that's not going to be enough for you. That will never be enough for you. That's what these cards are telling me. So the energy that keeps you together are the Two of Cups, Trust, Ten of Swords, and Bouquet. And this is that dichotomy I was talking about, because there's obviously love and trust that exists between the two of you. It feels like there hasn't been a lot by way of a disruption in that sense, like infidelity or lies or anything like that. That's not showing up here. What's showing up here is that your person is refusing to listen to their intuition and seeing the spiritual aspect of this. And then they can become a more authentic version of themselves and be able to more organically meet your needs. But until they do that, if they're just faking it until they try to make it, with the Knight of Cups here and the Knight of Cups here, you are sensing with the Bouquet on an intuitive level that your person is just faking it. And that's why you're side-eyeing them, because it's not organic. It's not natural. They're bringing you what they think you want, as opposed to just coming in authentically and then having that be what you want. So does that make sense? So this Ten of Swords, though, is saying that because you're about to put an end to this, which is kind of what we've already said, because you're about to put an end to it is making this person turn up the heat a little bit higher, a little stronger. So I can see why you're side-eyeing this person, because it's still not genuine. They still haven't gone through that massive transformation that they need to go through, because you're not going to feel stable. You are not going to feel safe if this person is coming in just giving you what they think you want. It's never going to be enough, because your person will probably slip back into the old patterns with the broom, because it's not authentic. They're going to forget what you want. They're going to forget to be romantic. It's not going to be natural. So of course it's not going to work. So I can see that. But again, this very strange aspect to this is there's such a strong intuition that exists between the two of you. But until your person accepts that, but this is very clear evidence to me that they don't have any intention of allowing their intuition to guide them. They have every intention of holding back their intuition. So until they really have a spiritual awakening or some kind of a a moment where they realize what a high level relationship this is, it may be that you are right. It may be that it's time for you to close this cycle because you don't need to keep looping around and around and around. They might need to, but you do not. You've learned the lesson. You're ready to ascend and level up. So it's not to say that this person will never be your person. And if it's meant to be, they of course will come back around. But that's up to them. They have to really let their intuition be their guide. Otherwise, I would say that you are absolutely right. Your intention to end this feels right to me. So there you go, Gemini. That is your love reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.